Hey, Tony Gas is here. Now, I'm out of town now while you watching this. I'm on vacation, but want to touch on this. And I did a video Saturday. So if you missed that one, how to not get played, and watch that. So you'll see where this coming from on what is a healthy relationship. I want to talk about this because everybody is confused on it, and we've all been confused, and we've all gone through it, and we never really understand it and how to really make it work. But it is possible because there are countless couples who are living it. Now, most of us got there by trial and error. We had to suffer, we had to go through, we had to take our lumps, we had to make our mistakes before we got it together. But then we eventually got it together and made it work. So, that right there has to be realized and understood. And as you realize and understand that, then you're gonna get to a place to where y'all gotta forgive me. My mentor dot light, you can't see it, but this I'm gonna put that in there so you'll go get you some coaching, get you a little bit of coaching. And we fail, but what I want you to understand, the key components to a healthy relationship is understanding that it is your job to give and then receive. So, what you have to do, the number one thing is you have to learn what type of love does your partner need. When you learn what type of love they need, you will learn this by learning about their history, their upbringing, their culture, their race, their religion, all of those things, the region they were raised in, the neighborhood, the city, the state, the country, all of that will play into how he or she needs to be loved. The next thing you have to realize is that he or she may need to be loved differently than you. And he or she may also love differently than you, meaning what they give you. So once you understand that, now you're able to not love someone the way you want to love or the way you want to be loved, but you're able to love him or her the way he or she needs to be loved. And that right there will make a world of a difference. Next, I want you to understand is a healthy relationship. It looks a lot like a healthy friendship, meaning your friend is your safe place. So you have to see a relationship like your friend. The person you're with is your friend, not your lover, not only your lover. And if you make up in your mind, if you don't argue with your friend, if you have a great time with your friend, if y'all get along great, and you support each other, you hold one another accountable with love, then you have to frame your mind to tell yourself, let me treat my partner the same way I treat my best friend. If you and your best friend are toxic, arguing, fussing, and fighting all the time, then that's not a good comparison. You need to treat your partner the complete opposite then, if you and your best friend are toxic. But most often, if you think about it, we treat our friends better than we treat our lover. We're more kind and more considerate and more patient, more understanding, less judgmental, less controlling, less jealous, less spiteful, less resentful with our best friend than we are with our lover. And the reason why that happens is because we associate a relationship with ownership. And you start to think that you literally own your partner. And when I say partner, I'm talking about husband or wife. If you're not married, then you know boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance. So don't get caught up in semantics. So you have to realize that that mentality comes from toxicity. A person is not property. So when you start to value a person as a person, and you see him or her for who they are, and you start to appreciate them for who they are, everything changes. So I want you to realize and understand that if you can take and you can approach your relationship with peace, with love, with patience, with understanding, with healthy communication, which I'm going to do a video on that, everything in your life will change for the better. So in a healthy relationship, there are disagreements, but there are not arguments. And when I say there aren't arguments, I don't mean that you never argue. What I mean is it's not a habit. It's not a daily thing. It's not even a weekly thing. A disagreement may be daily, but that will even start to, when you mature and you grow, disagreements will subside. And the reason why is because you learn that if it's not worth breaking up over, it is not worth arguing over. If it's not a deal breaker, it is not worth disagreeing over. You learn to be the bigger person, or you learn how to communicate so that your partner also understands that he or she needs to learn how to be the bigger person as well. So in a healthy relationship, you have healthy communication. And I'm going to do a video on healthy communication later. I think I got that on my list from a video Saturday. Got that on my list. And what I mean by that is you can't be afraid to have tough conversations in a relationship. And if you are the one who has done the work and you've gotten the knowledge, if you're watching this video, it's your job to send this video to your partner. And if you're not with somebody now, to save this video for y'all to watch. It's your job, the one who is evolving and growing, to elevate the relationship, to share the new tips and tools that you've learned, because you have learners and you have doers. Some people forever seek new knowledge, education, wisdom. Some people rather learn the hard way by going through life and making the mistakes. They don't want to go listen to a school teacher, a life teacher, relationship teacher. They don't want to listen to anybody. They want to live their life doing what they think is best, take their lumps, and learn the hard way. So if you know you are the learner of the relationship, then the onus is on you to share what you learn, but to share that in a respectful way. Meaning you don't just shove it down somebody's throat. You don't make them feel inferior or less than or not good enough. You essentially take it to them and say, hey, What do you think about this? I was thinking that we shouldn't be arguing every day. We shouldn't be arguing every other day. We shouldn't be arguing every week. And we definitely shouldn't be arguing over things that are minuscule, like the toilet seat or socks on the floor or underwear on the floor or dirty dishes or dinner not being cooked. Like, those things are not paramount in a relationship. We're turning molehills into mountains, and I think that we should focus our energy on dreaming and planning and building, strategizing, like spending quality time, and not ruining every date by getting in our feelings over something petty. What do you think about that? Now, when you do this, you're going to find out if you with somebody who is mature or if you with somebody who is immature. Some people love to argue. Some people love drama. You being sober-minded and you presenting this, you're going to find out what you have on your hands. And one thing I want you to realize is if you find out that the person you're with is not willing to grow and change, then a healthy relationship has to then revert back to you. Meaning, have a healthy relationship with yourself by leaving that relationship with someone else. If they won't match your growth and your maturity, then you need to move on with your life. No matter when it is in the relationship, you have to be honest with yourself. And you first have to have a healthy relationship with yourself. Then you can build and form a healthy relationship with someone else. So in a healthy relationship, there is absolutely no form of abuse. There's no social abuse. There's no financial abuse. There's no emotional abuse. There's no verbal abuse. There's no physical abuse. There's no excuse for abuse. Love speaks languages of its own, and abuse is not one of them. That's my quote that I said on Tyra Banks show in 2009. And so what I need you to realize and understand is that sometimes people in a relationship will say, you make me this way. Life is making me this way. My job makes me this way. My parents made me this way. My ex made me this way. There is no excuse for abuse. Under no circumstances do you allow someone to abuse you in any way, in any capacity, at any time. The best relationship is a healthy relationship with yourself. The next best relationship is a healthy relationship with someone else. The unspoken and what's already knowing, number one overall relationship is your healthy relationship with God. That supersedes and overrides everything. If you can have a healthy relationship with God, then you will be able to have a healthy relationship with yourself. Then you will be able to have a healthy relationship with someone else. So me being married for 18 years and being in a healthy relationship, I'll tell you, y'all gotta forgive me now. I'm still tired now. I'll tell you what it looks like. And this what I'm giving you, this how you know that I'm living it, because I don't have note cards. I'm giving you this just right off the top of the dome. like right from the heart, so that you realize that this ingrained in me. Like I'm really living this. And I tell you, in our healthy relationship, nothing rules and reigns. Meaning, sex isn't our God. Money isn't our God. God is our God. And by having God as our God, what reigns in our relationship is peace. And peace is not based on sex. Peace is not based on money. So whether we too tired to have sex, that doesn't mean we don't have intimacy. Because if you actually look it up, they say sex is like equivalent to like 30 minutes on the incline treadmill or something like that. Something like that with your heart rate. So it take a lot. Like it takes that's work. But what me and my wife do every night, it's not focused on like physical. It's not focused on intercourse. Like last night, we was sitting in the bed and we was watching a movie together, watching a show together, and watching our phones together. And we ate. Oh, I ordered Outback Steakhouse and brought it home. And we sat right there in the bed and we ate. I had me a ribeye steak by itself. She had a baked potato and some shrimp and some broccoli. And I had me a Lemon Perfect water. And we Googled who started Lemon Perfect and all the investors. And so we looking up stuff. We Googling stuff online. She showing me TikToks and Reels. I'm listening to the P. Diddy case in one ear. And we got the show on the other thing. Yeah, a lot of stimulation. A lot of blue light. A lot of all that. But that right there is an amazing time. And then we hung out and we did that. No kissing. No fondling. No sex. Had an amazing time. And then about 1:30, we went to bed. 1:30 a.m. we went to bed. Good night, baby. I love you. And guess what? It felt more fulfilling than sex. It felt better than sex. A lot of people don't understand that like sex is like it's a facade. Like it's pseudo. It's like a placebo. It's like it's like you build up, and all you doing is just leading up to a release. But the release is just like oxytocin, dopamine. It's just like a high that lasts for like 5, 10, 15 minutes, like that euphoric feeling. And it's like an expression. If you love the person, it's an expression of love, but really it's not all that. Because it also, it's friction on the body. And it's just overrated. Like we really live in a society that puts way too much emphasis on sex. Way too much. And we give it too much power. And I notice when I give it too much power, it ruins my relationship. Because then everything revolves around it. But life is not created for sex. Like life is not created to revolve around sex. Marriage is not created to revolve around it. Especially marriage with kids. Marriage with kids and jobs. Marriage with kids and stressful jobs or demanding jobs or draining jobs. It's not meant to revolve around sex. So don't think that your relationship is unhealthy because you're not knocking the boots every night, or because you're not knocking the boots 3 times a week. It's not necessary. I saw one study that showed there is no health benefits beyond one orgasm a week. No health benefits seen beyond that. So it's like, but yet they have stuff online talking about a man who released 27, 28 times a month is less likely to get prostate cancer or something like that. It's like they just make stuff up. They just make stuff up. Because if that was true, then God wouldn't told us to be abstinent when we not married. And to focus on the work of the Lord if we single. He'd have told us, no, go sleep around. Like, go have sex outside of marriage, because if you don't, you're going to get prostate cancer. So we make all this stuff up, and we make a perfectly healthy relationship become toxic because we putting worldly expectations on our relationship. Guess what also does not equate to a healthy relationship? Gender roles. My wife takes out the trash. Majority of the time, she takes out the trash. You know why she take out the trash? Because we get home late on Wednesday night or from practice, and me and my son, we be so tired and drained coming in the house 10 o'clock, and it be raccoons and stuff on the side of the house in the dark, and you can't put out the trash till after 6 o'clock. So it's always raccoon, deer, armadillo, something, and we ain't got no light on the side of the house. And so we don't go out there at 10 o'clock when we get home, but we leave the house at 5 p.m. My wife wakes up at 4:30, so she'll go take out the trash. And I've heard so many women say they would never touch the trash. My wife take out the trash and don't care nothing about it. Come right on back into her 6-bedroom house, 5 or 6 bedroom house, with a home gym and a red infrared sauna and a closet full of everything she loved, but took out the trash. My point is that what worked for your relationship may not make sense to nobody else. My wife also does not cook every day, because we come home and we home for maybe an hour. When the boys get home, she go get the boys. When the boys get home, we home for about an hour. And then we headed out to practice. So we eat out. Me and my oldest son will pick up something. Her and my youngest son will pick up something. That's how we live. I'm 1,000% fine with that. If I adopt the mentality that my wife has to cook every day, and she has to clean every day, and that the house has to be spick and span because she doesn't work a job, and that she has to cook every day because she doesn't work a job, then I would be miserable in my relationship. But instead, I look at our life and I realize most people don't have to get up at 4:30 to get breakfast and get everything ready to leave at 6:50, and get yourself ready to leave at 6:50 and drive 40 minutes to take the kids to school. A lot of people, kids walk to school or ride the bus to school. Drive 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back. Most people don't have a husband who has 3.5 million followers online and have to work around the clock serving people. So a lot of women could get to bed by 9 o'clock, 9:30. I don't get home till 10. So, and then our boys got to shower and get in bed because they play high level, elite travel sports, because they want to be pro athletes or get a college paid for through sports. And so our life is different. And me and my wife, our quality time is at night. So, and that may start like 10 o'clock. We also huge sports fans. So if a game, Golden State Warriors playing, their game starts at 10:30 p.m. The game is 3 hours. It ends at 1:30 p.m. We stay up and we watch the game. Then my wife turn around and get up 3 hours later at 4:30. Because she like to have that much time to where she can really function and do how she want to do it in that silence and that stillness before the boys wake up an hour and a half later. That's her choice. That's her life. That's how she function. Then she may drop them off after driving 80 minutes and come home and take a nap. And then after taking that nap, she may get up and now she got to do things for either our businesses, like mail out either some of her product or mail out some of my product, or that's when she get her self-care time. Got to go get her hair done or go get her nails done or go get a facial or go get this, go to an appointment, do that type of stuff right there, doing laundry, cleaning, right? Like right now, she vacuuming. It's a Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. She vacuuming and sweeping, vacuuming, mopping. She cleaning up. What am I doing? I'm working. I ain't ate breakfast yet. My oldest son still asleep. My youngest son wanted to wake up at 7:30 this morning on a Saturday for some type of release on the game. So our life is our life. And we choose to be happy. And we don't let social media tell us what our relationship should look like. So my point with this is that the things that are non-negotiable in a healthy relationship really just evolves around how you're being treated. A healthy relationship is the absence of abuse and the presence of communication. That's really the crux of it. Then around that is what you choose and decide. If both of y'all love to bump and grind and you want to have sex 7 days a week and that is healthy for you and that's happy for you, more power to you. You can't let nobody make you feel shame about y'all as a married couple having sex every day. That's your right. That's what you're supposed to do if that's what you're feeling. Because it's better to do it with your person than somebody else. So I want you to understand that you and your spouse define healthy. Y'all define healthy. But what you can't define healthy as is arguing, control, abuse, jealousy, insecurity. That's the opposite of healthy. So you can't define toxicity as healthy. And let me tell you something on this other side of this too. Although me and my wife, we beyond the point of bumping and grinding all the time, we never deny one another. So if my body needs something, she's right there to provide. If her body needs something, I'm right there to provide. Whether that's a hug, a back rub, a kiss, a massage, or intimacy in whatever capacity. And I remember talking to my wife one time and I said, we don't be bumping and grinding like that. And I seen this guy online talk, he was like making fun of guys who don't get to have sex at least 3 times a week, or who only having sex 3 times a week. And I was like, man, that's interesting. Honestly, I was like, to me, that sounds like childhood trauma. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even want to have sex 3 times a week. So I had to realize that. And so I looked at the guy who said that. And I realized he drank a lot of alcohol. He smoked a lot of weed. He come from the hood. He's in a worldly culture, rap culture. And he uglier than his woman, so his woman could be with him for other reasons than his looks or his personality or his charm. And I had to realize too that I would never take advice from this guy. So why should I consider his thoughts and opinions on how many times somebody supposed to have sex in a week versus creating something that works for me and my body and my household. So I want you to sit down and define what a healthy relationship looks like. And make sure you have it inside of parameters that are realistic, meaning don't try to create a fairy tale and say, oh, a healthy relationship is my spouse massaging my feet every day after a long day's work. That's not reality. Us going on a extravagant date every week, regardless of our finances or our income level, that's not reality. Make sure that it's rooted in peace, in trust, in loyalty, in understanding, in communication, and that will carry you longer and further than any other factors like cooking, cleaning, fixing stuff around the house, taking out the trash, and all of that right there. And I'm speaking from experience of my relationship, but other people could be 1000% happy in their relationship, and the woman has never taken out trash, and the man has never cooked a meal, or they have sex every day, or they have sex once a month, and they could be completely happy. So I say that to say, to each their own. It just can't be toxic and labeled as healthy. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. All the important links is in the description. Click through those. If you want to join my insurance agency, we still building. I'm out of town. I know they working. And running calls. If you need insurance, make sure you get on a call there. And doing that. And we'll build from there. So, hey, God bless you. And remember, the 30% off code is YouTube for Tony Gaskins Academy. You see it right down there. What's on this side? Tony Gaskins Academy. 30% off YouTube. God bless you.